This is from the official Star Wars account. This was published a couple of days ago, earlier, or actually May 5th. So, about 5 days ago, earlier this week.
What a great starting frame. What a great starting frame.
This is right now, this is what Lucasfilm is running their marketing on. I'm going to play it through, and then I'm gonna make some comments on it, and I'll get y'all's 2 thoughts. But let me just run it through as it is.
Star Wars fans, you're not going to want to miss this in IMAX.
We just saw the preview for Mandalorian and Grogu. I have not been this excited in a long time.
It was incredible to see Star Wars back on the big screen.
There's no other way to watch it, no better way to see it.
It felt like being 11 in the theater with my dad.
And it also just reminds you why you fell in love with Star Wars in the first place.
You will be oohing and awing at the action, at the duo, and most importantly, at Grogu.
And it just never stopped.
Everything about it was so much fun.
It's truly a Star Wars movie for the next generation.
I can't wait to come back time and time again.
This is the way.
Star Wars movie for the next generation. That's exactly the problem, because in Kathleen Kennedy's own words, we're not going to make Star Wars for the actual fans anymore. Years ago, remember that? We're gonna make it for the new audience, the modern audience. Now let me tell you what's wrong with this. This is a bunch of YouTube paid Disney shill influencers. Is basically what this was. You didn't see anything cross-generational here. There wasn't a single kid in this whole thing. There hasn't been in anything. Nor was there anybody over
40, it looked like, too. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Just throw the Sean Robbins stuff we talked about.
Yeah.
I'm out. Just throw it out. If this is the marketing, you can drop that sucker by 20, 30%.
This is the disaster. Right now, and this is making it very clear, Disney is praying to God. They're trying to get like the weirdo Gen Z and,
is this, like
millennial.
Aimed at Portland?
Did we notice also that the only white people in here were gay?
Yes. And
it's gonna be real big in Seattle, guys. It's gonna be really
Star Wars fans, you're not going to want to miss.
Look at we got.
Why are people crying? We
have 30-year-old cosplayers. We have this guy. You're not going to want to miss this. Look, here's the guy. Look, remember all the YouTubers that just cry at everything? Here's these guys. So look, this is a setup. This shot, was a setup. I'm telling you right now. Again, here's another 30-something chick watching. Here, again, where's the kid? Here's another. Full-grown adults. We're not seeing any. These are all here's look. We got our gay lightsaber shirt on. We made sure that we had our gay lightsaber shirt on, our rainbow flag lightsaber shirt on for this one.
Right next to gay Rami Malek there.
Yeah.
Somehow they've made 80s nerds cool. I don't know how they did it, but they made 80s nerds cool.
Again, no kids here. Again, where's the Gen Xers? And this has been Star Wars' big problem. And this is Disney confirming everything that we've been talking about now for years. They have broken everything with the fandom on this. There is literally nobody left. When they destroyed the franchise back in 2018 with TLJ, okay, and screwing Luke over and everything else, this is when the Gen X guys checked out, and we were the guys that grew up with this. The Gen X people are the ones that are the Star Wars generation. We still spent lots of money on it. We still went to go see all the new stuff, especially in the early 2000s. We went back. Yeah, we complained the prequels weren't as good as the originals. We're not going to have a fond memory looking back 15 years with the sequels. We already know this, because guess what? What else did we find out this past week? According to Nielsen, none of the Disney sequel trilogies even made it in the top 10 things on Disney Plus when it came to Star Wars. That tells you everything this is all they have left, because they have killed not only the Gen Xers, they killed the Gen Xers introducing their children to Star Wars, to real Star Wars. The multi-generational ladder that very, very few things ever built. Star Wars was the greatest at it, utterly shattered. And all you're left with now is these weirdo social media shills, many of whom are being compensated either directly or indirectly by the Walt Disney Company. This is it.
See it?
It felt like being...
I mean, okay. I'm not even sure if that's really a chick. Again, where's all the younger? What is this?
This is all the influencers they have left who will still go and say whatever it is they want them to say.
And it just never stopped.
It's just, oh my God.
Everything about it was so much
There's not a single kid even in the audience that they're showing.
fun.
It's truly a Star Wars movie for the next generation.
I can't wait to come back time and time again.
If this is a Star Wars movie for the next generation, stop the world. I want to get off because the next generation sucks.
You can throw away the box office projections. If this is the marketing they plan to do for the next 2 weeks, you can trash the box office projections.
Yeah. Have you not seen this one?
I had seen some others. I have not seen this one. This is terrible.
Oh, it's awful. It's freaking awful. That was from May 5th. And when I saw that, again, that's what jumped out at me is that who is this for? Because there's no kid. And I think there was another one I had marked. And of course, this was all around the same time with Mark Hamill running his stupid mouth. Thought I had another one that was queued up. Oh, yeah. Here's another one. Now, this is the red carpet stuff. I'm going to turn this down because I'm a little concerned about the music in the background.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this one. Yeah.
Okay. So here's Pedro. Again, this is at a premiere. This is, I think, the UK, if I'm not mistaken.
It's either the UK or Germany. This one might be Germany.
This might be Germany. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it was the UK.
Well, if they shot the thing in the UK, at least they could do is premiere it there.
Yeah. So you watch this. Oh, again, look at the crowd. These are, this is all like.
No kids and no one over 40.
This is.
Or 30, actually. Everybody
in Disney's promotions right now are Disney adults. You're looking at Disney adults because this is what's driving the company right now. It's Disney, childless Disney adults at the parks, apparently at the movies. This is it.
She's going to be so sad when she finds out he's gay.
There's not enough here to sustain this. And again, I'm going to tell you right now, with the Walt Disney Company kind of sitting on their thumbs, obviously, because granted, they've got Starfighter, which comes out allegedly, unless they move it next year, with Ryan Gosling, which, again, like I said before, I guarantee you Disney is wishing that they could flip these two movies and get the Ryan Gosling film out this year after the success that he just had with Project Hail Mary. But there's nothing else. And I want to hear people in the chat talking about like, oh, well, there's 17 movies that have been, blood. No, there's nothing. There ain't nothing going on right now. There is literally nothing happening outside of this movie that's already done and the Ryan Gosling one that's already done. There is nothing that has been announced that is actually moving forward. And half the things that they have announced that were allegedly moving forward in the last 7 years got cacked. I'm going to tell you what's been going on right now. Finally, because Kathleen Kennedy was shown the door, it was no accident that all this stuff started getting curb stomped. Ahsoka Season 2, well, I'm not talking about TV shows, Ham, but Ahsoka Season 2 is already in the can. Is there anything past Ahsoka Season 2 for live action on Disney+? Nope, not a thing. Ahsoka Season 2 was already greenlit years ago. That was going to happen. Talking about new, talking about now. This is Alan Bergman, the head of the Walt Disney Studio system for theatrical. This is Alan Bergman having put his foot down, finally, after Kathleen Kennedy left. And even before, because he's the one that's largely stopping any new movies from coming out because it was so bad. Again, Kathleen Kennedy's so good at what she does, and she's made billions and all this stuff. Let me tell you, if that were true, then we would have seen at least 4 more Star Wars movies by now. We haven't. They had to force this one out like a rock-hard turd. And it's looking like that's what we're going to get at the box office. At this point, it would be surprising for this thing to breach $500 million.
Nothing rock hard about this thing.
This is going to be like passing a kidney stone for Disney for a Star Wars film. And that's what's going to be really humiliating. If they really did keep the budget in check for this Star Wars film, right? If that much is true, and let's say they really kept the marketing in check, which I doubt. All this kind of stuff you're looking at on the screen, all this is part of the marketing budget. All these big premieres, these red carpet events, paying all these Pedro and Sigourney Weaver and all these people to show up, put them up at 5-star hotels for a week at a time, blah, 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 all the parties and everything after. All those millions of dollars they spend, that's part of the global P&A, kids. In case you didn't know, it's not just ads on TV and Twitter. It's this stuff. Even if they really conservatively spent $100 million on the marketing for this, we're still talking about a movie that's going to have to get to at least, at its best case scenario, $500 million to break even. It's probably not even going to get, realistically, this probably needs closer to 600 million at retail to get to break even. It's looking bad right now. Again, we could have a big surprise. This movie could come out. People could go see it. Oh my God, it's so much better than I thought. I'm going to go back and see it again. That could happen. But that is not going to happen with just these people, just these Disney shills alone. The casual Star Wars fans are gone. Disney is making it plainly obvious that they have no choice because there's literally nobody left who cares, at least in any significant numbers, except the Disney adults. And that is terrifying. This is a long-term financial problem for Disney. There is a reason that it's been kind of stagnant. There's a reason that the stock price for Disney is the same today in 2026 as it was basically in 2015.
Star Wars is toast. Bottom line.
It could be. I mean, there is a glimmer or a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, a pinhole of light, I guess you could say. I mean, if Favreau is really going to be more involved, that means that at least things should improve overall. They have a Hail Mary, literally, with Starfighter and Ryan Gosling. And the other thing they got going for them is Star Wars, the original 77 version, coming out in theaters for the 50th anniversary again. Mm-hmm. So all that adds up to me. Seeing this thing, though, that you just showed me really, really makes me worry, because I think you're 100% right on that, Pro. Like, putting this out there is not going to help the film. In fact, it's detrimental to the film. The only things you can do right now to help get fans back on board is to pretend that the sequel trilogy is trash and it doesn't really exist. And if it does, we're going to just kind of, in passing at best, acknowledge it. I don't know if they're going to do the whole eraser of the trilogy as has been reported by you guys and others, because that's something we've heard in the past, and I just find it too good to be true. But we also in the middle of a regime change.
Yep.
So to me, that tells me that there's things going on. And I think Script Doctor's right that this Mando movie might be a loss leader. It might be something that they know they're not going to make money on, but they know they can get people in the theaters to see it, just like he said with Doomsday.
I was about to say,
word of mouth gets around, and it doesn't matter if it makes money or not this time out. That means that the next film will benefit. So we'll see.
Maybe,
I don't know
if it's connected to it, but there's nowhere to go from here.
No, not really.
This is it. This is the end of the Mandoverse right here, because this movie is basically just another, it's season 4. It's another fetch quest. I mean, they can put, and look, oh, what if Luke shows up? I don't know. Mark Hamill running his mouth like he has been for the last few years, and especially the last week again, not helping the Luke Skywalker character. I think people have just, again, the fact that
we just did a video on that. Yeah.
This is just a bunch of freaking Disney influencers. These are all these are Disney adults.
These are not the people you want.
There's no families here. There's not a single child. There's not a father with their son, a grandfather with their son and their grandson. That is what brought Star Wars all the way from 1970.
Well, and this movie would be perfect to sell that with. You're 100% right.
This is terrible marketing for this.
If anything, if they weren't going to bring it out on the 4th, which would have been fine with me. I know most people don't consider that Star Wars Day, but they've kind of tried to. They're doing it on the actual anniversary of Star Wars. Whoop-de-doo. They should have pushed this off to Father's Day. I agree with you 110%. They should have really, really, really leaned into the father-son aspect of this film.
Yep.
They could have really started to win back the boy audience with something like this if the movie was just decent enough. But this is working against everything. Mark Hamill doing what he did is working against everything. When you had some momentum going for you, and I think it had a lot to do with Gina, was why they had an uptick in sales. Because I bet you this next week they're going to go stagnant again because of the shit Mark Hamill pulled. And if people start seeing this kind of crap, and if word of mouth, like I saw people say in the chat that Chris Gore didn't care for this preview very much, because I heard a lot of people saw this 20-minute preview. Mm-hmm. He was one of them. It didn't sound like he was too on board with it. So I trust his judgment on this more than I do any of these influencers.
And there's not a single real man. I hate to say that, but there's not a single real man in this whole.
No, there's not.
This is not getting back.
We didn't even get an obligatory black nerd, dude.
No, everybody in here is like, I'm sorry, every one of these are little beta male fruit boys. Okay, not a single one of this. There's, like I said, no dads, no kids, no grandpas. This is just a bunch of little beta boys. This is not getting the male audience back. Star Wars, just like Marvel, male dominated, does not survive without the male audience. Does not survive, especially without the Gen
that
X
one
male
there,
audience.
that last one in red with the red hair, that might have been a man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah,
It could
I
have
wouldn't
very
want
well
to
been.
misgender anybody. Look, I love how she's got the crazy, like, it's always in the eyes. Let me go back.
These people don't even know how to cosplay right. Like, look at this crap.
I know.
Like, this is the dumbest, lamest looking. You look like a 4-year-old.
This is Z tier
who got to dress themselves.
Yeah.
This is Z tier influencers. This is like you got 15 people on a live stream. You got 100 followers. Good enough. We can't get anybody else. Please come watch this movie with us.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it. But this is what Disney's leading with. And like I said, when I saw this, I saw everything I needed to know. We got real problems here. And again, like Tom just brought up, what have I been saying the last several weeks? I think it would be a lot better if they switched Toy Story and Mando and Grogu with the release schedules. However, because again, Toy Story is gonna do better at the box office than Mando and Grogu, but at the same time, you have to acknowledge the fact that it's gonna have a couple of weeks before Minions moves in and takes a lot of wind out of its sails. But to what Tom said, they didn't have enough faith in this one to make this the Father's Day weekend film. Now, generally speaking, they do make the Father's Day weekend film usually something like a Pixar movie. Not uncommon, right? They're going with Toy Story 5 because they have more faith in getting people to see that franchise again, even though Toy Story 4 was terrible. But they had more faith in that than Mando and Grogu.
You know what this reminds me of is when Toy Story 4 came out, and I bet you they're in Solo, and I think they're going to use the same excuse again, that there was too much at the box office. Because they're going to say, oh, well, we got killed by Devil Wears Prada, which was our own film, and Michael and Mortal Kombat. We just couldn't compete with all that in the market, is what they're going to end up saying if this thing fails. Right? Because that's basically was their excuse for Solo, is that, oh, we were competing with ourselves with pirates, and we had all this other stuff out in the market against us, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to try and do.
The excuse is going to be we just oversaturated again when they know better.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.